Noah felt his heart leap into his throat when the hand grasped his wrist out of nowhere. He had been through Marine boot camp and through his training for chiropractic school, and in none of those times had anyone ever mentioned someone coming back from the dead that hadn't been put in a cave with a stone in front of it for 3 days. If someone did not have a pulse for that long, there was no coming back. He knew the longer somebody went without air, the more brain cells they would lose. Noah could only imagine what was happening right now. He was thinking of John, dead on the table, and could not imagine for the life of him being able to come back from that. He didn't look over his shoulder to investigate the room to see that it was John. With the neighborhood they were in, they did have the occasional person thinking they could get uppers or downers, or really any kind of pill in the office. That just showed how intelligent meth heads were when it came to picking a place to rob for drugs, given the fact that chiropractic care was more about actually fixing what was wrong instead of medicating for a problem that never got cured. Noah wasn't sure what was happening, but if it wasn't Abigail in the break room teasing him, trying to scare the hell out of him early in the morning, then no one else belonged there. They owned the practice themselves and had no partners. As Noah flew forward, he went into reaction mode, thinking, once a Marine, always a Marine. Noah, instead of pulling back against the pressure, walked directly into it, just about to lose his balance, but barely able to maintain it. Noah wrapped his free arm around the waist of the person in the dark and squeezed hard, pulling the stranger up into the air and into a suplex throw, bringing John down onto the break room table, where they ate lunch when they did not need to go back home to take care of the dogs. Noah rolled up to his feet and flicked the lights on, not wanting to stay in the dark. When the lights illuminated the room, he freaked out a little more that it was not a meth head. It was John. And he seemed to be very much alive. He also seemed like he had a hell of a lot more spunk and, upon closer examination, had turned purple. Noah could not believe that it was John, and did not actually feel any relief, given the fact that he looked creepy as fuck. Noah held up his hands, not sure what was wrong with John. But the doctor in him was fighting with the Marine in him against saving or killing him with his bare hands. He knew what his drill sergeant would tell him to do. However, he was in Des Moines, Iowa, and in a doctor's office, and not at Parris Island training camp. Noah, not really needing an answer because he knew the second one already was a solid yes, but he asked anyways. "What the fuck are you doing, John? Are you okay? Do you need help?" John, who was laying at an impossible angle from the suplex Noah had delivered, got up, not caring that the table was under his head, and hit it quite hard, sending the table up over end backwards. The only answer John gave was with his actions. John raced forward towards Noah. Abigail heard the ruckus going on in the break room and yelled to Rebecca, "Stay here. Don't move, or maybe go outside. I don't know." Abigail looked into the break room, seeing the table flying up over end, and seeing Noah in what looked like a football stance ready to attack. John was wasting no time rushing forward, and Abigail screamed, startling Noah even more. Noah shouted over his shoulder, "Get in my office and lock the door.